I just got done riding Dollywood's newest ride, NightFlight Expedition, and I want to tell you about it because there were no cameras or phones allowed on the ride to keep everything a secret, but I can give you my insight on what I thought and how things sort of go once you're there on the ride. So even though this is a brand new concept for Dollywood, it is an all-indoor immersive entertainment experience. There are certain elements that reminded me of other rides at the park as well. So first of all, you get into a ride vehicle. They call it an amphibious ride vehicle because it is on a roller coaster track at some points. At other parts, it's in the water, but it really reminded me the way that you get on it of the log ride, Daredevil Falls here at Dollywood too, how it is rolling the whole time whenever you're boarding and exiting the vehicle. And then once you get to the end of that track at the very beginning, once you've loaded and you're all harnessed in, you are seeing a beautiful shot of what's supposed to be reminiscent of the Smoky Mountains and a sunset or a sunrise at the Smoky Mountains. But it is a gorgeous shot. You enter in through, you're going through different trees. This whole sort of ride is supposed to sort of reflect the beauty of the Smokies. So everything from the air to the ground to the water. Then you are put into this area where you have sort of a 360-degree view of screens. This is a part that reminds me a lot of the 4D ride that used to be at Dollywood, where you were taken on an adventure. If you remember, you go into this barn, you meet an inventor, and then you take off in his vehicle that he invents where you're flying over the Smokies. That reminded me a lot of that. Then once you're done with that part, you go backwards. You are in darkness for a little bit of it, but other times you're seeing glowing creatures. So everything from fireflies to different glowing bits. And then throughout it, you are encouraged to follow the glowing roots. That's a big part of how you find the secret lake. So that's a big theme throughout the whole ride. You're then transported into a cave that is filled with water. And this part too reminded me of Blazing Fury. So if you know, whenever you're riding Blazing Fury at Dollywood, the whole thing is you're trying to outrun this fire, you're trying to dodge the train, all of those things. There's parts where you dip down, and that really reminded me of Blazing Fury. There's parts when you splash into the water. The people in the front row did get their feet wet, but I was back in the third row and I did not get wet. I just got sort of misted on. So Dollywood really wants this ride to be a year-long attraction. They want to be able to keep it open all year long because the whole queue is inside. All of this ride is inside. There are many different parts of it, you know, from the roller coaster to the dips, and there was one part where my stomach did a little flip, but it wasn't the thrilling sort of roller coaster that you would think. Remember, this is in the Wildwood Grove area of the park, so that's more kid-centered, and also you only have to be 39 inches to ride this ride. So this is really a ride for the whole family. It never goes upside down. There are never times when you feel a full-on G-force. But this ride is all about telling a story of finding the secret lake, of enjoying the beauty of the Smokies, whether you're flying over the mountains or diving into the water or coasting along through the beauty. Dollywood is really proud of this ride, not only because it is their single largest investment in a ride ever so far, but also because it took so long to complete. The opening date actually got pushed back twice. Dolly said during her welcome message around 11 a.m. for media, she said, hey, yeah, I've been ready since May 15th when it was supposed to open, and then in June, and now here we are, August 14th, that it is finally open. So media got a chance to have that firsthand look today, but then season pass holders who got a special spot to sign up are gonna get to ride it this weekend, and then it'll open up to the public on August 19th. I will also say that while the media was waiting to ride the ride, we did have to wait a little bit because they were working out some kinks in there. We waited probably over 2.5 hours. So if there weren't the kinks that they had to, you know, iron out and things like that, I mean, they called it a dress rehearsal today for a reason. We would not have waited that long, but again, it's all in the air conditioning, and it is a beautiful ride. It runs about 5.5 minutes, so you're going to be immersed in the story, you're going to be immersed in that world, but this isn't something that you're going to walk away just saying like, whoa, that was so thrilling, because that's really not the point of this one. But just an insight into what I thought of it and what I sort of experienced along the way. I'm always happy when East Tennessee gets to be in the spotlight. The Smoky Mountains especially. So there you go. There are my 2 cents.